Well, it's been nearly a year since a deadly tornado outbreak swept through the mid-state, taking more than half a dozen lives.
10-year-old boy up in Clarksville, Arlan Coty, is among those who were killed. New tonight, his mother is opening up for the very first time to Fox 17 News' Kelly Avellino about what she's doing to keep other families from knowing this same heartbreak.
Arlan was probably the biggest personality in the household. He knew everything about everything.
Especially about the Lakers.
They found all of his jerseys, except for he had a pair of Lakers shoes, and they only found one of those.
After December 9th of 2023, Kat Burnham found out a lot about her 10-year-old son that she didn't know before.
He would stand on his desk and pretend he was a monkey to make his classmates laugh.
And if Arlan had gotten in trouble at school, it was for a reason he never told his mom.
He would stick up for other kids who were being bullied. To hear that, really the story is he was protecting somebody else.
It's a kind of compassion and strength during the most difficult moments, special to Arlan.
It's tornado on the ground right in front of us. Clarksville, you guys need to be in your shelter.
I had just a horrible feeling.
This is going to stick around with us for another 30 minutes, this tornado warning.
As Kat was boarding a plane home, a severe weather alert for Clarksville flashed across her cell. She called Arlan and his 13-year-old sister Ella, who were home alone. Arlan tried to lighten the situation, comforting his mother.
And I remember Arlan specifically telling me that I was being dramatic and that everything was going to be okay.
But a 150-mile-an-hour tornado raged through the family's house. Arlan and his sister Ella held tightly to one another in a closet.
She lost her best friend. In a lot of ways, I think that Ella is sadder than I am.
When Kat landed, she desperately tried calling her children. She reached her husband, Kyle, instead, who had rushed home.
He just kept talking about Ella, and I knew something was wrong.
The next words, the most painful possible a parent could hear.
I screamed. I remember that. The lady on the plane next to me grabbed me and held on to me.
After the tornado, Arlan was moved to a neighbor's home so Kat could hold her son and tell him one more time.
Just that I loved him.
Friends and neighbors left messages for Arlan on a wooden cross that someone placed where his home once stood.
And I would come here sometimes at night, and I'd sit at the cross, and I would cry and scream because it's awful.
Arlan's touch would soon reach his mother again. A neighbor sifting through the wreckage found this Mother's Day poem that Arlan had written the year before, unscathed.
You turn bad things into good things.
It was Arlan showing his mother how to move forward.
I want to save every mother, father, sister, brother from feeling this, from going through this.
It's why Kat agreed to open up about the loss of her child and any sense of security she had.
I probably told Kyle, probably 1,000 times that I wanted to leave, I never wanted to come back.
And why she chose to rebuild her family's home in the same spot.
Even during the building process, I always felt like he was here.
Arlan and an entire community helped his family find peace again. A GoFundMe enabled them to build a new house with 2 indoor below-ground tornado shelters.
It just looks like a little room.
The walls and ceiling are made of concrete that can withstand an EF4 tornado packing 170-mile-an-hour winds, with Arlan, of course, watching over.
I can't imagine being anywhere else because this is where my kid is.
Huge power flashes!
Kat wants more Tennesseans to consider storm shelters as forecasters are tracking an increasing number of tornadoes shifting east.
My kids were in the closet doing everything that they absolutely could, and I still lost my son.
Arlan is one of 7 victims killed in Middle Tennessee's December 9th outbreak.
Without you, I would not get through anything. From Arlan to the best mom in the world.
A world that this mom with her son are working to make safer by sharing their story, the same one of compassion and strength during the most difficult times, special to Arlan.
On Monday, kids across the Clarksville School District will be wearing Arlan's colors, purple and gold, the colors of the Lakers, to honor him. I'm Kelly Avellino for Fox 17 News, your Code Red station.